start my workout for today. I am using my pink Oogie ball today. So if you have any kind of medicine ball or exercise ball, go ahead and grab it. We are using it today. If you don't have a ball, don't worry. You can do all of these exercises without any added equipment. And I will be providing equipment-free substitutions. So please watch the tutorial to see those. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to skip straight ahead to the workout, go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to see the exercises demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. So there are just 3 exercises. We are going to be doing 15 reps of each exercise, and we're going to be going through that short little circuit 15 times. 15 rounds is a lot, even though it's a short circuit. So if you don't have time to do all 15 rounds, that's fine. Do 5 rounds, do 10 rounds, do whatever you have time for. But I'm going to be doing 15 rounds of these 3 exercises. So the first exercise is a squat variation. So if you don't have a ball, remember that you can really do any squat variation you want. Just make sure with your squats that you are minding your form. So you want your shoulders back and down. Visualize trying to tuck your shoulder blades into your back pockets. Shoulders are back and down, away from your ears. That's going to also help keep your chest lifted nice and high, which is what we want. Then you want to tighten up your abs as though someone is about to punch you in the stomach and you are bracing for that impact. Now push your booty back so that as you sink down into the squat, you are keeping the weight in your heels. You should actually be able to pick up your toes. You want to make sure you're not allowing your knees to go out over your toes like this. So don't think about squatting straight down. Instead, think about hinging at the hips to begin. So if you try to touch the wall behind you with your booty, and remember to keep your chest lifted high, so as you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, think about trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest. And now from this position, you can sink down in your squat, making sure that you're keeping your back flat, don't round your back, and making sure that you're keeping the weight in your heels, and you can actually pick up your toes. And then to stand, you're just going to press your heels into the ground, as though you're trying to push the ground away from you. So that's your proper technique for a basic air squat. So one more time, tuck the shoulder blades into the back pockets. Your shoulders are back and down. Your chest is lifted nice and high. Your abs are super tight. Push your booty back like you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, and sink down into your squat with a flat back, keeping the weight in your heels. Press your heels into the ground to stand, okay? So from there, any kind of variation you want to do is fine. There are millions of different squat variations. I can't go through all of them, but if you need help coming up with a squat variation that you can do, just let me know. I'm always here to help, but literally any squat variation you want to do is fine. Now, if you want to do something similar to what I'm going to be doing with my ball, then a good equipment-free variation would be a good morning plus a squat. So for a good morning, I always just have my hands clasped behind my head like this, and it's a hip hinge. So again, you want your shoulders back and down, chest lifted high, abs are tight, you're hinging at the hips. So make sure you're not locking out your knees, you're not actively trying to straighten your legs. As a matter of fact, you do not want straight legs. You want a nice soft bend to your knees. And again, you're gonna push your booty back like you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty. But instead of bending your knees all the way and squatting down, trying to get your booty below your knees, it's just a hip hinge. So you want to essentially have your torso from your hips to your shoulders on the same plane, ideally, so that you would be at like a kind of an L. What's that called? I don't know what time. Perpendicular? I don't know. I'm trying to rush through this because I don't have a lot of time today. But basically it's a hip hinge. So pushing the booty back and just hinging at the hips. All right, so there's a slight bend to your knees and you're just kind of bending over like this, but make sure you're not rounding your back. Again, you want the weight in your heels and you want a flat back. So tuck the shoulder blades into the back pocket, lift the chest, tighten the abs, push the booty back, hinge at the hips, and press the heels into the ground to stand, and then from there you can go into your squat. And there is your equipment-free modification. So let's put 1 rep of your good morning and squat together so that you have your equipment-free modification for this exercise. Good morning. squat. That's 1 rep. Okay, so I'm going to be doing something very similar to that, but I'm going to be holding onto my oogie ball. I'm going to be doing kind of a deadlift and essentially like a zercher squat with my oogie ball. So if you have any kind of medicine ball, it can be smaller than this, or it could be one of those larger exercise balls like a Swiss ball or a balance ball that really doesn't weigh anything, that's fine. Any kind of exercise ball will work. For reference, and for reference only, my pink oogie ball weighs 8 pounds. So this works well for me. You may need to use something lighter or heavier. That depends on your strength and on your level of fitness. It depends on what you have available to you and how hard you're looking to push yourself today. So please consider all of those factors when choosing your weight and make the decision that is best for you. For this exercise, I could definitely handle more weight than this. So if I were traveling and I had access to a gym with a 10-pound medicine ball or a 12-pound medicine ball or even something a bit heavier than that, I might opt for something heavier. So like I said, it depends on your strength and on your level of fitness, but also what you have available to you. This is what I have at home, so this is what I'm using, okay? So just make the decision that is best for you, but if you're wondering how heavy my ball is, this pink ball weighs 8 pounds. I think the lightest one they have is 6 pounds, and then I think there's maybe a 10-pound ball and a 12-pound ball. But this ball is kind of a hybrid between a medicine ball and a balance ball. It's a great piece of equipment. I do happen to think it's a bit overpriced for what it is. It's still a great piece of equipment. I love it. I use it all the time. It's been a good investment, but I think you can get something pretty much as useful for less money. So, but if you're curious, that's what I'm using. So you could also use a kettlebell for this. Absolutely, you could use a dumbbell. Really, any kind of weight will work. So if you don't have a ball, but you do want to add weight, you can use a sandbag. You can look for household items that will work. So get creative and use what you've got. But we're essentially just going to do like a deadlift and then kind of a zercher squat. So I'm going to start with my ball down here on the ground. I'm going to hinge at the hips. So that's why I told you, for your equipment-free modification, you're gonna do a good morning. Very similar movement. I'm gonna hinge at the hips, grab the ball, and stand. And then I'm gonna bring the ball up in front of my chest, and I'm going to do my squat from this position. So it's kind of like a zercher squat in the sense that you're holding the weight tight to your chest, or it's similar to like a goblet squat if you're using a dumbbell or a kettlebell. So it just means you're holding the weight right here in front of your chest, and then push your booty back, sink down into your squat, press the heels into the ground to stand. That's 1 rep. So then again, hinge at the hips. You're gonna let the ball drop in front of you. Press the heels into the ground to stand, hinging at the hips to stand, and then squat. Lift the ball, squat. Okay, hinge and squat. All right, so that is our first exercise. The second exercise is mountain climbers. So you can do any variation of mountain climbers you want. I'm going to be doing my mountain climbers with my hands on the oogie ball. So for this exercise, it doesn't matter how much your ball weighs because we are using the ball not as a weight, but as an unstable surface. So this increases the difficulty because when I'm up here in my plank position and I'm having to balance on an unstable surface like this, it causes all of those tiny little stabilizer muscles in my core to have to work extra hard. So this definitely increases the difficulty, but again, if you don't have a ball, you can just do mountain climbers with your hands flat on the ground or the floor or your mat, okay? So there are a few different ways to do mountain climbers. You can do any version of mountain climbers you want to do with your hands elevated on a ball or with your hands flat on the floor or the ground. But I'm going to be using my ball today, so I have my hands on the ball. I'm going to come up into a plank position and tuck one knee in towards my chest. I'm going to keep this foot off the mat, so I'm not going to tap my feet down when I tuck my knee into my chest. I'm going to just tuck the knee and keep this front foot up off the mat. And we're gonna go fast, okay? We're just gonna kind of run and play, or it's like doing high knees, but from this plank position. with your hands on the ball. So just tuck the knee and now jump and switch the feet, tuck the knee, okay? So tuck, 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 tuck. Each 2 tucks is 1 rep. So I am going to be counting like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's a very simple, very basic exercise. Like I said, there are a few different ways to do them. If you want to do them with your hands flat on the mat, you can do them the same way I was doing them, but with your hands flat on the mat, or you can have both feet down and then jump and switch the position of your feet so that each time you tuck the knee and you're tapping this front foot down. That's up to you. Like I said, there are a few different variations of mountain climbers, so just make the decision that's best for you, but you don't need any equipment to do mountain climbers for sure. If you are using a kettlebell for your weight, you can do those while holding onto the kettlebell. That would be a great exercise because it's not going to, your surface is not going to be unstable, but your hands are going to be closer together. So it'll increase the difficulty as well. So if you're using a kettlebell for your weight, for the squat variation, you can use your kettlebell for the mountain climbers as well. That would really work pretty well actually. The third and final exercise is dead bugs. So any dead bug variation you want to do with or without added weight is fine. So if you just want to do dead bugs without any added weight, you're going to come down onto your back on the mat, lift your legs and bend your knees so that your knees are at more or less a 90-degree angle. And then you can start with your hands, your arms extended overhead, and then you're just going to straighten one leg and tap the heel down. Tap the heel down lightly, make sure the movement is under control, and try your best to make sure that this other leg does not move at all. Okay, you're gonna tap the heel down and then reverse the movement. Return to your starting position. As you do that, you're going to take the opposite arm and tap the hands down lightly over your head. Again, controlling the movement so that you're not banging your hand into the ground. You're not just letting your leg drop down. You're not just letting your arm drop down. You're controlling the movement. And then reverse the movement, return to your starting position. And again, you're doing your best to not let this leg move. You're doing your best to not let this arm move. And then you are going to do the same thing on the other side. So now straightening the other leg, and at the same time, dropping the opposite hand down to tap the ground, reverse the movement. Bring the arm back up overhead and bring the knee back to meet the other one, okay? Just alternating sides. So you can use wrist weights or ankle weights for this. That would be great, one or the other or both. You can hold on to a light set of dumbbells. You can hold on to a kettlebell and just alternate with your legs, but use both arms each time. If your kettlebell is on the lighter side, you can switch hands with each rep as long as you feel that you can do so safely without dropping your kettlebell on your face. Please don't drop a kettlebell on your face ever, but especially doing one of my workouts. Use your common sense, and to be safe, make the decision that is best for you, but you can absolutely add weight by either holding on to a kettlebell or a light set of dumbbells, or by strapping wrist weights to your wrists and or your ankles. But if you don't have anything that's going to work for weight, or you just don't want to add weight to the exercise, then do it just the way I showed you. I am going to be kind of adding weight to this, but not in that same way. I'm going to use my ball, and I'm just going to start in this position. So it's the same basic position, but instead of having my arms extended straight up overhead, I have my hands on the ball, and I'm just pressing the ball into my knees. And from here, I'm going to do the exact same exercise. So I'm going to lower one leg down, tap the heel to the ground, return to the starting position. Now other side, lower the other leg to the ground, tap the heel, return to the starting position. And as I do that, I'm lowering the opposite arm to the ground and lightly tapping the ground with my hand. It greatly increases the difficulty because I'm having to really, really engage my core to hold the ball in place with just one hand and one knee, while the opposite hand and leg are dropped to the ground. So if you have a ball, this is a great exercise to do with your ball. But if you don't have a ball, any variation of dead bugs is totally fine. But you guys, that's it. That's all 3 exercises. Super simple. You have your exercises, you have your equipment-free substitutions. I already explained the format. Very simple. 15 reps of each exercise. The mountain climbers were double counting, so 2 knee tucks equals 1 rep, and we're doing 15 reps. The dead bugs, we are also going to double count those. So it's really 15 reps on each side, so that we're not, if we did 15 total reps, we would be uneven. So we're doing 15 reps on each side. And that's it, that's the circuit. We're going to complete that circuit a total of 15 times. You can do fewer rounds if you want. But that's it, that's the exercises, that's the format. Those are the exercises, that is the format. Remember that I also always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video. And I'm going to share my entire workout with you, every single rep from start to finish. So watch me do it. Read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear with the format, if you have questions about any of these exercises, if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises with the correct form, please just ask. It is incredibly important that you understand the movement and that you understand how to do each exercise correctly before you begin the workout, so that you reduce your risk of injury, and also just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And it's also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. I am always here to help facilitate that. That is why I take the time to explain and demonstrate the exercises. That is why I take the time to provide your equipment-free substitutions. So if you need any further help beyond what I've already provided, if you need help with beginner modifications, please just ask. Never hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or if you need help. Just very quickly, before we begin, I want to remind you of 2 things. Please remember to go at your own pace and do not sacrifice your form for speed. So if you are ready to go ahead and start this workout, you'll definitely want to grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat if you have one. If you don't have a mat, a towel should be fine. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything at all, but we're going to be doing those dead bugs, and so you're going to be much more comfortable with something soft beneath you. So definitely grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat if you have one. Grab a medicine ball or some kind of exercise ball if you have one and if you would like to use it today. If you don't have a ball, then take a minute to gather any other kind of exercise equipment that you might want to add to these exercises, like wrist weights or ankle weights, maybe a dumbbell or 2 or a kettlebell. Please remember to take a minute to make sure that you're good and warmed up. And when you're ready, let's get started. All right, so as soon as you're ready, here we go. I am starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. We are starting with 15 reps of our squat variation. So clean the ball and squat, that's 1. Clean the ball, Zercher squat, that's 2. 3, we're doing 15 of these. Right into mountain climber. So put the ball down, hands on the ball, and you're gonna tuck one knee at a time in towards your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 13, 14, and 15. Remember, each 2 knee tucks counts as 1 rep. We're doing 15 reps of everything. So now 15 reps of dead bugs on each side. With or without weight, with or without a ball. Just extend one leg, extend the opposite arm, lightly tapping that heel to the ground. Lightly tapping your hand to the ground. So that's 2 on each side. 3. 4. Keep going. We're going to 15 on each side. It's 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. One more on each side. It's 15 on that side and 15 on that side. So that's round 1. We're going to do all that 14 more times. So starting at the top. Squat variation, 15 reps. So clean the ball and squat. It's 1, 2, 3. Keep going. It's 10. 15. Now 15 mountain climbers. Double count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 13, 14, and 15. Dead bugs. Was that 10 or 15? Oh my God, I'm gonna do another 5. I know that was a multiple of 5. I'm not quite sure if it was 10 or 15. All right, I'm gonna do 5 more just to make sure. 5 more on each side, that is. 2, 3, 4, 5. That might have been an extra 5 reps per side, I'm not quite sure. All right, that's round 2. Hang in there with me for at least 3 more. And then see how you feel. See if you want to continue on and do 10 or even 15 with me. All right? But I am going to start round 3 with 15 reps of my Oogie ball clean and squat. hard. Just do one more round with me. And then you can decide if you want to continue or not. But as soon as you're ready, here we go, round 5. That's 10. 15. 5. 10. 15. I know it's a lot of dead bugs. I know it's hard. I'm doing it with you, so I know it's hard. Just do your best. That's 10 for me. I have to do 5 more on each side. 11, 12, 13, 14. One more on each side. 15. All right, that's round 5. That took us about 15 minutes. So let's try to keep it, if you're continuing on with me and you're doing 15 rounds, let's try to keep it as close to 45 minutes as we can. It's gonna end up taking closer to an hour because we're inevitably going to slow down, but let's try to maintain more or less this same pace. So let's try to keep it to under 50 minutes if we can. That'll be my goal without sacrificing form. If you're done, that's fine. That was a great little 15-minute workout. This circuit would also lend itself really well to an AMRAP. AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. So if you just wanted to set your timer to count down 15 minutes for you, or 20 minutes, or 30 minutes, however much time you have today, and see how many rounds you can complete without sacrificing your form before your time is up, would be a great AMRAP. But I'm just going to do this another 10 times. Okay, we're gonna do this circuit a total of 15 times. So if you need a longer rest break so that you can have something to drink, maybe towel off, let your breathing normalize a little bit, let your heart rate come down a little bit, that's fine. Pause the video, come back when you're ready. I'm gonna go ahead and start on round 6. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. 15 reps of our uke ball clean and squat. 11, 12, 13, 14, and that's 15. 13. These dead bugs are gonna kill me. Probably gonna start breaking these down into little mini sets of 5, like taking a short rest break after each 5. At some point, if not this round. Ten. 12. 14. And 15. I'm also going to start marking a slash after each round so I don't lose track of where I am. So that was round 6. But I'm gonna try to more or less keep this moving for another 5 rounds before I take another little rest break. So do your best, you rest where you need to. It's 10. 15. 15 mountain climbers. 5. 10. 15. Now for these gosh darn dead bugs. 15 on each side. It's 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. the last time I broke down in tears in the middle of the workout because my abs hurt and cried to you about my weakling abs. Because it's about that time. All right, that was round 7. Let's do 3 more before we take a break, if you can. Again, go at your own pace. So rest if you need to. But if you're able to continue with me, 3, 4, 5. Let's do these last 3 rounds without stopping, if you can. 7, I don't know. 8, 9, 10. We're really getting our entire core today. But these dead bugs are the part where we're really just killing my abs and making me want to cry. All right, I'm gonna tough it out. 15 reps on each side. That was 15. I'm pretty sure. Another hard-earned slash. That was round 8. Rest if you need to, but if you're able to keep pushing, let's get the next 2 rounds done. That'll get us to 10. I'm really trying to kind of break these up into groups of 5. To keep it moving, and so the whole thing doesn't take me too long. And if you need to rest, you should rest. 15. Oh, that the lies that you see perpetuated by certain aspects of the fitness industry or wellness industry were true, and you could spot reduce fat. I would just do those all day, every day, if I could get rid of this little guy right here. It's not the way it works, though. Doesn't stop us all from wishing it was true, but it's just not. It's one of the most common questions / requests that I get, though, is like, how do I get rid of my bat wings? How do I get rid of my love handles? There's no one secret exercise that's going to like target a specific body part and get it looking the way you want. Sorry to tell you. Close to about 30 minutes, plus or minus, probably a little over, 31:45. So we've done a good job maintaining more or less the same pace that we started with. If that's enough for you today, that's fine. Do your bonus burpee, and then you can go ahead and stretch, have your shower, eat some lunch, get on with the rest of your day. If you are continuing on with me, I still think we have a very good shot at keeping this under 50 minutes, but I'm gonna breathe just for a few seconds here before I start my final 5 rounds. When I demonstrated this exercise, this first exercise, I called it a deadlift, and it kind of is, but it's actually more of like a clean. We're kind of cleaning the ball, so however you want to think about it is fine. All right, been resting for about a minute. I think that's enough time. I hope it is. I want to go ahead and tackle these final 5 sets and get this done. So as soon as you feel that you are ready to continue with good form, here we go. Starting round 11 already. We're almost there, you guys. Just 5 more to go. stellar dead bugs. 15 on each side. Feeling the burn, the dead bug burn. Maybe that'll be the name of this workout, dead bug burn. Trying to keep track of my count, but also making up a dead bug song in my head. Dead bug burn. Guys, I start to get loopy after the 30-minute mark, I'll tell you what. That's 50. Might be easier to keep track of your count if you don't double count them. The reason I'm double counting them is, well, first of all, conceptually it has to be 15 reps because you're doing 15 reps of everything. So that's one reason, but the other reason is psychologically, it makes it a lot easier if I'm thinking that I'm only having to do 15 of something as opposed to 30. That's a tough exercise. 30 of them is a lot. Seems like less to just say 15 on each side. Whatever works for you. 5, 10, 15. Mountain climbers, I always double count them anyway, and those go by so fast that it's easy to not lose count. But for the dead bugs, if you're finding that it's challenging to keep track of your count when you're double counting them, you just count each, count that as 1, count that as 2, and just count to 30. That's fine, whatever works for you. For me, this is 5. I prefer to double count them. That's 10, 5 more. On each side. We got this. Let's keep pushing. Holy dead bugs. My abs tomorrow though, for real. I'm gonna be like, why aren't we skinny yet? At the age. You guys, that was round 13 already. We just have 2 rounds left to go. Let's keep pushing. The end is in sight. All right, here we go. This is our penultimate round. We got this. I'm always racing this sunbeam. gonna stay down and cry, but I'm getting up because you guys, we made it. That was round 14. We just have one more round left to go. Home stretch. Just another 45 reps. It's not much. Let's push. Final set of dead bugs. 15 reps on each leg. That's 5. It's 10, just 5 more, keep pushing. 11. 12, 13, 14, last one. That's 15. Okay, do not lie on your mat and cry. Do get up, shake it off. That's it. That is round 15. We are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's go ahead and do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So when you are ready, here we go. Final rep of the day. All right, with that, the workout is now officially complete. It ended up taking me a total of 47 minutes and 32 seconds. So I managed to maintain a pretty steady pace throughout all 15 rounds, and I kept it really close to 45 minutes. I made my goal of keeping it under 50 minutes, so I'm very happy with that. And you guys, it is Monday, so that means that it is time for another Monday McFlurry Mobility Challenge. I found another mobility challenge on Instagram. I'm going to attempt it right now, and if I am able to successfully complete this mobility challenge, everybody wins a free McFlurry. All right, you guys know the drill. I am watching the reel right now. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at so that we can watch it together. You can see what the movement looks like, and then you can go ahead and try it with me. All right, so here she goes. She is lying down on her belly, and now she is reaching behind her and grabbing her ankles. And then we have to do that. I'm not, shh. sure I can do this one. All right, let's watch it again. There's not much to it. I'm either gonna get it or I'm not. Okay, so starting on the belly, reach back, grab the tops of your ankles, and now we're gonna roll over. And she's coming up onto the tops of her feet. Now how she's shifting her hands to the backs of her heels and then doing that, what is that pose called? I forget. All right, let's watch it one last time. So grab the ankles, lifting the chest, roll over onto the tops of the feet. Now watch her hands. She's shifting her hands to the tops of her heels and then pressing her hips forward. And that is basically it. So there's not much to it. Like I said, I'm either gonna be able to do it or I'm not. We will see. I know I used to be able to do that bow pose when I was in yoga. It was never really a strength of mine, but I did used to be able to do it, but that was 100 years ago. I haven't attempted it in a very long time. So we will see what happens. My shoulders are so tight lately, so I don't know if I will have the shoulder mobility for this one. But let's give it a shot and see what happens. All right, so if you want to try this one with me, you are again going to be more comfortable with something soft beneath you. So grab your exercise mat or your yoga mat, if not maybe a towel. Let's come down onto our bellies on the mat. So I'm starting towards this end of my mat because I'm gonna roll over. And so I'm gonna kind of travel in this direction. So starting down here, she had her forearms on the mat to start, and then she did a cute little flutter kick with her feet. I don't know if this is part of the challenge, but I'm gonna do it because why not? All right, so let's do a few flutter kicks because it's cute. And now, time to get serious. All right, so you're gonna reach your hands behind you and grab the top, oh my God, it's already too hard for me. Grab the tops of your ankles. My shoulder mobility is so bad right now. I definitely need to work on it. That's what this is for. Okay, so now she came up into this kind of bow pose. So you wanna think of your bow pose, if I remember correctly, as kind of pushing the tops of your ankles into your hands so that you think of trying to touch the wall over there with the tops of your feet. And so that is going to cause you to lift your chest and kind of bring your legs up, bring your thighs up off the mat. And now from here we have to roll over. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's find out. Okay, so we're gonna roll over. Oh, I think I did it. Okay, that's the first half. You guys, I did not think I was gonna be able to do that part of it. So that's done. I think the rest should be pretty doable. So now we have to come up onto our, the front of our legs, and now she put her hands on the backs of her heels, and she came up into this, what is the name of this pose? This has a name, I don't remember the name of this pose. And then she just brought her hands to her and sat up. And you guys, I think that's it. I think we actually did it. And I am pleasantly surprised because I honestly did not think that I was going to be able to do that. So, free McFlurries all around. Unbelievable. All right, so even though I was unexpectedly able to successfully complete this mobility challenge in just one attempt, we are still going to do it twice more. Remember, warped wall rules. So if you did not get it the first time, we're gonna do it a couple more times. If you were successful the first time, let's go ahead and do it twice more anyway and work on cleaning it up. But if you were not successful and you want to get it, let's go ahead and try it again. So coming down onto the mat, come towards one end of your mat. I'm going to come down onto your belly. Rest your forearms on the mat like this. And now give it a few precious little flutter kicks. All right, here we go. So you're going to reach behind and grab the tops of your ankles. Bow pose. Now roll over onto the tops of your feet. And come forward, shift your hands to the top of your heels, arch the back, let go, and bring hands to heart. And then go to McDonald's and enjoy some free ice cream for lunch because we did it. All right, so if you still haven't gotten it, let's go ahead and try it once more. But you guys remember, even if you are not able to successfully complete this mobility challenge, I successfully completed this mobility challenge. So that means that you get to eat free ice cream for lunch. So don't stress about it too much, but if you want to try and get it, here's one final attempt. My second attempt was a little bit smoother and a little bit cleaner, so I'm going to continue on cleaning mine up a little bit more and seeing if I can get the movement to flow a little better. So whether or not you have been successful to this point, let's go ahead and try it one final time. So come down onto your belly on the mat. Place your forearms down on the mat. You guys, I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed this first part of the challenge. Just kind of feeling myself, getting precious with these little flutter kicks. All right, so now let's get down to business. Reach back, grab your ankles, low pose. Now roll over, coming onto the tops of the legs. Grab the backs of your heels, arch the back, let go, hands together, bring hands to heart. And that's it. We did it. 3 McFlurries all around. Another successful Monday McFlurry mobility challenge in the books. You guys, I actually really enjoyed that one, probably because I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. And then I was pleasantly surprised to find out that I was able to do it. So that was actually a really fun one. I want to continue to work on it. I want to continue to make it cleaner and see if I can get the movement to flow a little better and get it looking really nice so that I can make a little reel for Instagram. But I was able to successfully complete this mobility challenge. So that means that we all get to eat free ice cream for lunch. If you were able to successfully complete this mobility challenge, please let me know. And if you did this workout with me today, again, thank you. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you are not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything is unclear with the format and how it all fits together, if you have questions about the exercises that we were doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications, please just ask. That is going to do it for today. But before I say goodbye, I have to say one final thank you to those of you who have been watching the videos all the way until the end and commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I say goodbye, I will give you today's secret code phrase of the day. It is son of a nutcracker. So if you are still watching this video, hello, thank you for watching all the way until the end. Please let me know that someone is still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says, son of a nutcracker. That is going to do it for today, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.